that Virgo is too damn sick. This episode of One Piece was definitely more so action-oriented. I felt as though this episode was mainly, trying to focus in on these battles that were going on. Now, as far as the whole Luffy and Monet situation, this kind of stems back, and this is like a problem that I've had with the anime, something that they've been doing, and stems back to Fishman Island with the Horty Jones fight. I feel as though it's the presentation, because obviously this is, Luffy does lose that battle in the manga as well. It's not just that they are doing it like in a filler way, but I feel as though the presentation of the way they do things and like the way they kind of just showcase it, it makes Luffy look a lot weaker than he really is. It makes it seem as though like Luffy is not really in a way ready for New World or something like that, because I'm not really sure. I don't remember him actually having that little flashback of Zoro saying that, because obviously that did happen, but the flashback of him laying there and thinking about that, I don't recall that happening in the manga. Maybe I'm mistaken, but either way, it's just like, it feels as though he just keeps on kind of like getting his ass kicked in different fights in the New World. And like, again, Monet grabs him, tricks him, puts him down, done. And, he has to remember what his first mate told him so he could get up. And I don't know, it's just the anime just gives this presentation of just like, Luffy isn't ready, and I'm just not liking that particular aspect of what's going on. I mean, the fights still look cool and all, and don't get me wrong, Monet can hug me anytime, but I don't know, they just make Luffy look so weak in some of these battles. Now, the Virgo versus Law fight, that shit looked freaking brutal and gory. They did a great job having the blood, and just, it looked really brutal and violent. It was like good shit. But the way they spaced it out, I wasn't a big fan of either. It was just like, you start off with the episode with that, and it looks good, and you hype, and then they cut it off, and then like, oh, we'll revisit it later on. And it's just like, I would have preferred if they wanted to end the episode with that, they should have just started it off from the point where they wanted it to, and then ended the episode with that, instead of doing it the way they did, and they just kind of like, piece here and then a piece there, because it kind of breaks up your excitement a bit, and it's just like, it interrupts how hyped you are for the moment, and then you got to get re-hype again when it comes back. So I wasn't a big fan of the way they did that, but the fight was still awesome. And at the end of the day, both of these fights, while it didn't resolve the villains that they were fighting, because there's still, Monet is still around, and now Virgo's getting into another match, it did end those battles. So we got some progression as far as that goes. Those battles are over now, and we're gonna have some new battles, because Monet just went over to Zoro's place, as well as we got Virgo about to go up against Smoker. Smoker looking beast, by the way. So it progressed slightly in that aspect. And then the whole thing with Chopper, I really felt bad for it. Like, Chopper's voice actress is absolutely phenomenal. First of all, when she's in the monster form, it always freaking gets me every time, and it still does. The fact of how her voice sounds when she's in the monster form is just like, it's so deep, and obviously they're using an effect to make her voice deep, but it just comes up as really weird and funny. But then I really felt bad for Chopper when he was just like screaming there because he really wanted to help the kids. And the voice actress does just an incredible job. Like, she's one of my favorite Japanese voice actresses by far, because she just does such a good job with that. Like, you really feel bad for Chopper in this episode. It's like, come on. So the voice actress did a great job. That was one of my favorite parts of the episode, because it gets you right here. So good stuff with that. The kids, however, is like Mocha and the kids, and I'm still not a big fan of that. Wasn't a big fan of it in the anime, not a big fan of it in the manga. It's just like, Chopper should have just like knocked them out. Not hurt them, not rip their arms off, not bite them, just chop to the back of the neck, fall. Chop to the back of the neck, fall. I mean, that would have been the best thing to do. Or just knock them out. I mean, yeah, child abuse, whatever, but at the end of the day, they're giant kids. It's for their own good, because they're going to eat more drugs. Like, so if there's a kid right here, and he's attacking you, it's like, no, I'm not going to hit him, but if you don't hurt put him down, he's going to go grab a bag of cocaine. You're going to allow this kid to do that? No, you're going to knock him out and then, figure out from there. And that's what Chopper should have just did. He should have just knocked him out and then continue from there. That's just my opinion on that. And the way the episode ended, definitely good way to end it. Smoker about to go in, got you excited, got you hyped. But the episode overall, it just kind of, the way the structure was, I guess was the best way to put it, wasn't my cup of tea. I think that they separating the fight scenes and whatnot just wasn't the best thing, and the pacing did feel, once again, a bit slow paced. So I'm going to give this episode 7.5 out of 10. It was a good episode, but they could have done things a bit differently, and just overall, the way they're treating Luffy in this one, it just kind of feels like a bit unfair. That's just my take on it. And we also got to see Caesar in here. He has a new plan or whatever the hell he's going to do. So yeah, good episode. Pacing and structure, not that, fan of it, whatever. But let me know what you think, first of all. Smoker versus Virgo, how you think that's going to go down. And also Virgo versus Law. Do you think that was done properly? To me, the fight was done, like, very gory and vicious, and I liked it. But separating it wasn't what I really cared for. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see that Smoker versus Virgo next week. Shit's looking good. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.